A lot of the internet is celebrating right now, but this is something that I'm not happy to report. Or maybe I am. It's sad to announce that N3on has been arrested in Dubai. Now, of course, N3on has been a social media and internet menace with all his different shenanigans and antics over the past couple of months. He's been known for terrorizing young teens on the internet, to going in public and harassing a bunch of people. But to be quite honest with you, I never thought it would go this far as to where he's going to a foreign country with his OF friend or girlfriend and going to a place like Dubai where they have just some of the weirdest and strangest laws in the world.
Put the camera down. Oh, okay. All cameras are off. I just want to let you know we're trying to work with you guys. I'm really sorry.
If we can't film it, it's a problem. We can just leave.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
I'm so sorry, sir.
What I find so interesting about this is that normally in a place like America, no matter what state you go to, or you can go to the mall or to these games or whatever, stuff like this is taken very lightly. They tell you to put the camera down, you usually joke around with them a little bit, maybe hand them an ID or a fake name, but the consequences aren't really that major. But see, when you're in a foreign land and they have different rules that they abide by and they're much stricter and much harsher on some of these people, you know, they don't really let shit slide like that.
So I understand that it's not official, right?
Are we going to jail? Where are we going?
To the office, they said. Okay, guest services is where we got permission, ma'am. I want to let you know. So anyone who could clear this up is going to be in guest services as well.
She keeps trying to get this permission and it's not working.
That's the camera.
They said they were going to send, they took a picture of my passport and they said they would send it to the WhatsApp group chat.
Close. Put it down. Just put it down, bro. Put it down. What are you doing, bro?
And even at the end, that's confirming what I'm saying. It's not being taken seriously. It's about put it down. Now, we've seen things like this numerous times over the past couple of years. Dubai has become a hot spot for content creators of the like to go over and do different things. But what people don't understand is that the Middle East has different rules, regulations, and guidelines about specific people and the way that you go about different life choices and things like that. They're governed by religious beliefs and a whole bunch of other stuff that we just don't have in America. Just last year, Hamdan Al-Ryan got arrested for doing something similar when he was in Dubai. If you don't know who that is, he's a popular car influencer who went over to Dubai and started making fun of how officials go and buy, you know, foreign cars and things like that in the country.
Come, hey. I don't have time. Hey, where boss, where? Go buy coffee. What is most expensive?
What is your budget?
Small budget I have, but not too much. What you have? Tell everyone to rev.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna allow you to rev one time.
You walk, you feel cars. This is the car culture. Where is Tesla?
Now, while you may see that as like a harmless joke about cars and being rich and being a part of culture over in Dubai, when you have this Asian man putting on the garb of the people of Dubai and pretending to be some authority figure and flashing cash around like that, apparently it makes headwinds, and they don't take things lightly like we do here in America, where you can joke about people's nationality, their background, etc., and they didn't let that stuff slide. But he was facing up to 5 years prison time for some vaguely worded laws in this country, and I think he was doing some things that were honestly not that harmful, especially coming from my point of view, but I'm an American, so who am I to say? But with all that being said, I could only see how N3on, somebody who is a known menace on the internet, goes around disturbing the public. I could only imagine the things that he was doing in that country and what type of time he is facing for the crimes that he did commit, especially when they're worded so vaguely like this.
I'm doing everything that I can do to try to help, but people around him made it really hard. Someone around him mocked him pretty bad to where it's like they fucked it up based off what they said.
Adin Ross is alluding to what I've been saying this whole time, especially when you take into consideration that this was just Ramadan, in which he went over there to a predominantly Muslim country in order to make fun of them, mock them. It's not gonna fare well, especially when you're in a place like Dubai. Even though it's considered to be lenient, it is still the Middle East. They're gonna take these things much more seriously. But because nobody put N3on and friends in check beforehand, he thought that he could get away with this like he could probably in America when he cosplays black culture or whatever the case may be. No, this isn't your secured up collective of people where you're making fun of blacks that are using you ultimately to get their fame as well. This is a country that takes this stuff extremely serious, would be an understatement as to how they look at these things. And we know that N3on isn't taking into consideration all the things that he's doing because he's always had people around him who have told him what to do, what not to do, and how to act in certain situations.
I really love N3on as a person. He's probably watching, bro. I want to say, bro, you are literally like a father figure of mine, bro. One of my like other dads, like literally like a black dad, I swear to God. And it's like what I've always wanted, and you gave it to me, bro, and I really appreciate you.
What does that mean?
He really did have my best interests at heart, bro, and I really, really appreciate him. And I know one day everything's gonna work out, but
N3on makes no sense here because he's saying in one breath this guy that's a father figure is a black dad to him, whatever that means, is really looking out for his best interest, but simultaneously you fired him and don't let him back around you when he's probably giving you the best advice, which is one, stay away from all these people, which Aiden Ross also told you to do, and two, don't always act an ass out in public where people can get their hands on you and do stupid stuff to you. You're gonna get yourself hurt hanging around the people that you hang around with and do the things that you do. A lot of these streamers feel entitled because they're in America and they feel like they're the biggest thing smoking and they can do whatever they want to do. We talked about that little 14-year-old boy who went around terrorizing and picking up food from people's plates. When nobody checks him in real life and him and his little gang of minions and gremlins can, you know, face any physical adversaries in front of them, then obviously nothing's gonna click in their head. But we've seen a lot of people in the recent time go to other countries where there are either less restrictions or even more restrictions. They come out there, they try to do their normal streaming things like they do in America, and it just does not go the way that they thought it would go. Your fellow Arab was somebody just a couple of months ago who went to Haiti and spent 17 days kidnapped because he thought he could do the same things he did in other countries. But Haiti is just a different type of place, and without having the proper guidance or the proper security or taking the proper channels, he ended up being kidnapped, which is something you never want to do. And recently there was tons of backlash from Kai Cenat when he brought his friends to Jamaica, and they had what people would note as a wild time, but a lot of people would also say was a disrespectful time.
Wait, is that wrong? How do I say it?
That's gotta be some of the most offensive shit I've ever seen in my life. Could you imagine going to Chicago and saying, oh, phone them grave, oh, phone them grave? Or could you imagine going to, like, I don't know, Iowa or some shit like that where it's a lot of white people saying, well, gee willikers, Bobby Cracker Jacks? Or if you went to like little Chinatown and started putting fingers, that's too far. We just take things differently in America, so maybe people think that they can get away with it when they go to these other countries, but it just does not work like that. And look, I think it's great that these young men are going out and experiencing a new culture, you know, finding new people, meeting new people, and seeing things that, you know, their wildest imaginations couldn't ever achieve them to believe or see. But at some point it does get disrespectful. You don't have to be in Jamaica saying Bumba Clot like Aiden Ross did. You don't have to be in Jamaica like Ray is with the fake dreads and the Rasta cap imitating the culture. And it might be different for Kai Cenat, which a lot of people would even say is still disrespectful because he's not necessarily Jamaican and he's not Rastafarian. But if he pulls something like that off, then hey, maybe he has some claim there because he is Haitian. But Ray, that's not something for you. That's not of your culture. And I'm all for the guys having fun, but ultimately some of these things can end up getting you hurt or in some sort of trouble with some people that you didn't even expect to run into.
For my whole life, me I live. Me never hear somebody tell me can't bring no gun back like camera go a river. What do you mean? Me can't. Them not tell me that.
Ultimately, comedy is subjective, but when people are being made caricatures or stereotypes, or you're mocking the people in the country that you're looking to visit, then that's where things can kind of shift the tides for you. Everybody doesn't have to understand your humor, but you do need to understand and respect the values and the things that the other countries have going on when you go visit them. Because you could end up like a your fellow Arab, or because you could end up like a N3on in this situation. Look, I am not for people going to jail. I am really against that, especially when they go to prisons or jails in other countries. I don't necessarily know what the conditions of a Dubai jail is, and hell, for all we know, this could be some sort of prank that N3on's trying to get off for more laughs and for more giggles and for more engagement. But ultimately, when you go to these other countries and you disrespect them, just know that they have harsher laws and consequences than we do in America. And these things can rub people the wrong way, and honestly, they can even lead to more serious, harmful situations happening for you when you go visit and you are a tourist in their country. Hell, they can smell you from a mile away. But with that being said, man, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this isn't true about N3on. Hopefully he will be home soon, but don't expect too much different from Dubai.